Good afternoon or good morning, virtual passengers. Captain Keller speaking. Today we are doing a Wizzair flight. We're doing a subscriber flight. One of my subscribers I know recently has done this flight in real life with Wizzair, so it'll be very interesting to see how this compares to the real life video. The real life flight. So we're doing a Wizzair flight in the A320 today, and we are flying from Montenegro all the way back to Gatwick, so it's the return trip that you did a couple of weeks ago. As you can probably hear, GSX is loaded up and they're waiting for me to sort out the fuel. So what I'm going to do now is just quickly run through the flight with you, and then I'll get on board, get everything set up and get ready for takeoff. So if we have a look at, first of all, at SimBrief. So you can see here on SimBrief we are going from Podgorica to Gatwick in the A320. We're using the Fenix today. We need 9.5 tonnes of takeoff fuel. I'm going to round that up to 10 tonnes just to make sure we've got an extra amount of fuel as required if we need to do any go-arounds or anything of that nature. And we are doing the NIC 1 Golf departure and we're coming in on the QNAV 1 Golf arrival, landing on runway 26 left, assuming the weather doesn't change. Flight time today is about 3 hours. We've got 162 passengers on board. In fact, I'm going to load up packs now that I've got it working. And I'll talk you through that when we're up and running. So let me just go in and start that flight. That's fine. Next, I don't have anything to do with Wizzair, unfortunately. 162 passengers, that's fine. Can serve meals, that's fine. So we'll start that. Okay, all right. So I can't remember what the buttons are. Is it Shift F10? No, yeah. So Shift F9, okay. So going back to our flight plan, we are looking at a cruising altitude today of, where's it gone? 36,000 feet, or flight level 360. So if I show you where we're going on the map, so Sim Toolkit Pro, you can see we've got some weather as well. So we're basically going to be departing Podgorica and then heading northwest over Montenegro, Bosnia, and then we're going to fly over Austria, over that weather thankfully, to Austria, where we're then going to turn on a more westerly direction, just touch a bit of Germany, Bavaria, Switzerland, and then we're going to head northwest over France, across the Channel and into Gatwick. So a relatively straightforward flight today. Charts wise, if we have a look at the departure charts for today, so we are currently parked at parking stand number 3. Should be a nice easy taxi onto the runway, and then we're going to be going out on the NIC 1 Golf departure. So we're going to take off and find the NIC 1 Golf departure. That's that one there. So we're going to be taking off, and then we're going to do a right turn and pick up the Podgorica VOR at anything over 5,600 feet, which is fine. I'll just put the cruising altitude in straight away, and we are then going out on track 323 to the NIC VOR at 250 knots, which is fine. I'll just keep the speed. I'll just put 10,000 as the altitude, and then we're clear to climb. So relatively straightforward departure route today. So what I'm going to do now is get into the plane and get everything set up. So I'll speak to you again when we are holding short. Speak to you soon. Welcome back, virtual passengers. Here we are holding short on runway 18, just getting ready for takeoff. Looking forward to getting out of these clouds, but overall the scenery around here is lovely, very mountainous. You can see over there the sun just peeking through on those clouds there. So I'm just going to do the final checks. We've had our takeoff clearance. If we'd had air traffic control, we would have takeoff clearance. So we're going to go through and get everything, the final checks done. So strobes on automatic, beacon lights on, don't need the wing lights, APU bleed is off, landing lights are on, and the nose light is on to take off. I've dinged the cabin, so I'm just going to ask them to take their seats. Cabin crew, seats for landing please, seats for landing. Cabin crew, seats for takeoff please, seats for takeoff. Usually helps if I get the right stage of flight, doesn't it? So let's just set my recording set up. ready to go. Okay, so off we go. So parking brake is off. And we're rotating at 139 today. Give it a bit of juice just to get the plane moving. So our rotate speed is 139 knots today, and our V2 is 146. Both engines have started nicely, just doing our final turn. So you can't see it, but I've got an overlay on my screen telling me how satisfied our passengers are, and they're 95% satisfied at the moment. Okay, so let's get ourselves the final lineup. Okay, here we go then. Engines to 50%. Make sure they're holding stable. Holding stable. Man flex, SRS climb, nav blue. Speed tape's alive. $80 knots. 100 knots. 120 knots. V1 rotate. Positive climb, gear up. Just gonna hand fly it now to about 1,000 feet. Feet. Autopilot on, flaps up. Lever climb. Air conditioning back on for the passengers. Takeoff lights off. Let's have a look outside, shall we? Beautiful scenery. Absolutely stunning scenery. Okay guys, I am going to get ourselves climbing up to cruise, so I hope you enjoy the cruise of this flight, and I'll catch up with you again when we're getting ready for our descent into Gatwick. Enjoy the cruise, speak to you soon. Welcome back, virtual passengers. You join us as we're getting ready to make our final turn, our final approach turn onto the ILS for Gatwick 26 left. So I hope you enjoyed the flight and you enjoyed the cruise. There's certainly some nice scenes once we finally got past the weather and sort of got over France, Germany area. And we're just doing our final preparations, getting ready to land. So enjoy the final descent in. And I'll speak to you hopefully as we're going down. All the passengers currently at 81% unsatisfied. We had a slight delay because of the wind. So we're dropping down to 2,000 feet now. Then we're going to make the left turn
2,500
onto the ILS, and we should be at a relatively slow speed by then as well. I've got flaps 2 down. I'm just hoping that the plane doesn't speed up. It should be dropping its speed any second now to 219, and then from there down to under 200 knots. And I can put flaps 3 down at 185 knots. So here we go. Let's see if we get a relatively good landing this time. I do seem to struggle with this plane. So we're at alt start, 2,000 feet, doing the final left turn. Start the recording software on for the landing, so hopefully we can get some replays. There we go. I'll arm approach phase as soon as we pick up the localizer. So flaps 2, flaps 3 can come down at 185 knots. We're still 11 miles out yet, so plenty of time to slow down. There we go, just about to hit the final deceleration zone, and there's the runway in front of us coming up here. So we're on 26 left, nice sunny day here in the UK. Okay, and that is us now on the localizer. Localizer locked. Just wait for the glide slope to come down now. Slowing down, flaps 3. Still too fast. There we go. Okay, at 185 knots. Okay, so flaps 3, flaps 4. Auto brake is armed. 8 miles out. Is it 8 miles? 8 miles out. Drop the gear in a couple of miles' time. Just waiting to pick up the ILS, which we should pick up any second now, and then we'll go into approach mode. Wait for the ILS to come in. The diamond is starting to come down. That's good. Speed brake is armed. Cabin crew I've already told to take their seats. Auto throttle is on. AP1 is on. Localizer locked. Okay. Looks like there's a plane getting ready to take off, which is a bit of a pain. Never mind. Pretend it's not there because I'm using FSLTL traffic today, so it's using the wrong runway. Okay, approach mode armed. We are on the glide slope. Cut 3 single, good. Glide slope green. Down we go. Final checks. Flaps forward check. Landing gear down. Landing gear down and locked. 3 greens, check. We've got a wind, pretty much bang on headwind, which is nice, 7 or 8 knot headwind, so it's not too bad. Cruising down, and that plane has departed off. And we're looking to land at parking space
1,000.
562, 563, something like that. Okay. Right, let's concentrate on the landing now. 1,000 feet. Getting a bit stuttery. Ignore that plane that's just taken off, right where we're coming in to land. It's a bit stuttery because it's loading Gatwick in. 600 feet.
500.
500, my aircraft. Slightly low, come up a bit, come up a bit.
Traffic, traffic.
Master caution. Too high now. Coming in, here we go.
200.
Think rate. Pull up.
Gear down.
Light slope.
40.
Bit floaty.
30.
Retard.
20. Retard.
Back on
5.
stick. Reverse thruster set. Bang on centre line. Approach wasn't amazing, but bang on centre line. Reverse is set. 100. 80. 60. Reverse is off.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to London Gatwick. The local time is 2:04 p.m. and it's currently about 17 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile
Okay,
devices.
so we're gonna
Please
come off
remain
here,
seated
cross
until
the runway
aircraft
because it's
has
not
come
being
to a
used,
complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off.
and then we'll taxi
Remember
through
use
to the
caution
gate.
when opening the overhead bins as items may have shifted during the flight. We thank you for flying with us.
Just clear the runway. Runway is clear. Okay, parking brake on. Taxi lights on, landing lights off. Runway turn off lights, I can leave them on for the minute. Beacon on, that's all good. Start the APU. Okay, let's get to the follow me car. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to taxi to the gate. Not too bad a landing that, it's one of my better ones. And I shall speak to you again when we get to the gate. Speak soon. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gatwick. For some reason the jetway hasn't come over to the plane, so let me just set that up now. I think it's because the system thinks that I parked in the wrong place, but I haven't. So I'm just trying to see if I can find jetway on here. PCA forward stairs. Could put the stairs there, I suppose. Because I can't seem to find a jetway. Oh, there it is. Toggle jetway. Okay. Anyway, so the jetway's not connecting, but there we go. So hopefully you enjoyed that flight. Welcome to Gatwick, nice sunny Gatwick. We're just getting all the bags off now. The passengers are going to magically be walking out in a minute, I think. Haven't parked too well, haven't parked far enough forward. That's probably what the issue is with regards to the jetway. And as you can see, there's an EasyJet just taxiing in there. So I hope you enjoyed the flight and you enjoyed the cruise, and I've got the replays lined up for the takeoff and landing, so you'll get to enjoy those with the closing credits. So thank you ever so much for joining me on this flight, and for the subscriber whose flight it was in real life, I hope it kind of mirrored a little bit what you experienced at the time. The landing was bang on centre line, so from a position point of view it's the best landing I've ever done. It was a little bit too far forward, so I have to just work on that a little bit, but overall quite pleased with the flight. So enjoy the replays, and I'll see you at the next one. Take care, bye bye.